Hey guys, good morning. RB here. This is a very small video just to talk about a different price action that we can see post FOMC, which is on Wednesday, right? So while we had a very bullish week last week, and both on SPX and Nasdaq, we had a breakout of the price levels first on SPX and then on Friday on Nasdaq. And I do expect that the price can continue to go up. That's a primary view at this point of time. So the way I'm looking at things right now, if we go into the larger view, is that if this was my 1, 2, or completely like this, like a 1 and 2 right here with C, being a little shorter than A. We are going in a wave 3 up and come wave 4 down and then, wave 5 up, something like that, right? So in this regards, if you see what's happening on a shorter time frame is that, we might have a consolidation right here above 6575 or above probably 6556 if there is a little bit of a more dip, right? But in general speaking, between these two levels, I think there could be some consolidation or maybe another high, a dip, and kind of make a base right here before FOMC, and then a spike post FOMC. I don't know what would be the reason for the spike and whatever FOMC comes with in a dot plot or maybe whatever JPA says, right? Based on that. But if there is a shift where instead of going in this pattern, the caution, right? If it starts breaking below 6556, right? Then we are looking at this as a key support, 6332, right? And this is like the line in the sand for bulls because it could happen that the price comes here and then start bouncing instead of this. I can still look at this as a 3, 4, and 5. Though 4 is kind of still not in the territory of 1. 1 is right here. Could be a little deeper, and then the 5 begins, right? But if the price starts breaking below the 6532 level, 6530 level, then it's doing something different because this does not make much sense at this point given the whole August and September has been a lot of sidewave moves, and we would need a little bit of a more understanding on what it is doing, right? So let's say I remove these markings right now, or these wave counts right now. If the price goes below 6, 4, 3, 2, then of course 6508, 6500 becomes the support. So there are like lot many support levels at this point in this area, unless there is a very sharp sell and it keeps selling, on the FOMC day coming all the way down, then we are looking at something very different. But still, in a general sense, you have a higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, as long as it's above 6500. In fact, even it's above 6442. So it's not about that we are gonna become bear or start shorting. I mean, we do need to understand what the heck it's trying to do, right? It could be as simple as that we are doing some sort of an ending diagonal here. That's one possibility where the price continues to kind of consolidate as 1, 2, something like this, 3, 4, and a 5, right? So then, like, if you're in this fifth wave of this particular, um, count, which started from the May onwards, let's go to a little larger time frame, which is just a sub count here. It's not a primary count, right? So we still have this bigger 1, 2, and then another 1, 2. So we are in the third wave right now. So it could be ending diagonal just for this internal wave structure, right? So it's not a larger structure; it's just a very small structure right now. That too well within this wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, like this, right? So it could turn into an ending diagonal where the price could be still very choppy, sideways, and all that kind of stuff. So we have to be a little bit of a caution there, if it starts reaching into those levels. I would only be worried if it starts breaking let's say below 6,500, probably that's going to put the longs into a lot of pain by doing this, because it can come to 6443. Like I said, I mean, even this is fine for a ending diagonal, but it can trap the bulls in that way. So if the price is trading below, let's say, given the bullish path that I've shared in the post, if the price starts breaking below 655, 6530, and if you're a short term trader, this is where you need to kind of look for an stop loss and an exit into that, and wait for this whole thing to kind of work out, right? We can't really say that, okay, this is the only way it can do something else. I would like to kind of see what it does post FOMC, if not what I've already predicted in the bullish way in the post, right? So it'll be just like pause and get out, and then just let's reevaluate what it's doing for the day. Probably close on Wednesday, and then see the after hours, and then relook on Thursday morning, then what it exactly could be doing, right? So that's all what I wanted to kind of explain in this short note, that though I'm expecting we will not have a break of these levels, 6575, 6557, but if it does, we need to be kind of ready to kind of make quick decisions, and then reevaluate and then get back in on how we want to do it. Doesn't matter for anybody who's holding stocks for through the end of the year or a little longer term. Not really. I mean, it's only 1 to 2% of dip. If that happens, it's not going to change anything about that, and we can possibly look into other dip buy opportunities if that happens, right? But other than that, overall, we stay bullish. And like I was saying, on Nasdaq or on US 100, there was a breakout, right? It was lagging before, and on Friday I talked about that it would probably start to catch up, and it did. And now, if this starts to sell here, then probably it can come somewhere into 23,460, or maybe 23,256. I don't know yet, right? But we'll potentially see if this is a false one or this was a real breakout. If this comes here, then another buying opportunity to go higher and up, right? That will work out after that. But again, we'll have to see what price action we will get with FOMC. Keeping, if you are gonna stay long as a short-term trader, even into FOMC, you should know what levels will kind of put trouble those put your longs into the trouble, right? The short term longs. Again, long term may not matter much. Yeah, that's about it. It's a small video that I wanted to record so that you kind of get an understanding where my head is with the price action there. That's about it. Thank you very much. Have a good one. Bye bye.